The PlayStation 5 has now been pretty much completely unveiled. In March we were given the specs, in June we had the final design of the console as well as some new games, and we now also have the price. So in this video I'm going to give you a brief summary of all these things, including the most up-to-date info from the most recent event. So let's get into it. So the thing we were all waiting for was of course the price. Microsoft released its pricing of its new Xboxes early due to leaks, so it was inevitable that Sony would have to cough up at some point. It is now completely official that the standard PlayStation 5 will launch at £449, which is $499, and the digital edition will launch at just £359 and $399. Honestly, I think they've nailed these price points to compete with the two Xboxes. Both are cheaper than the Series X, and the digital edition is only a bit more expensive than the Series S. You'll be able to get your hands on one on the 12th of November if you're in the US, Canada, Japan, Mexico, Australia and South Korea, but if you live anywhere else you will have to wait until the 19th of November. There's no performance difference between the digital and standard editions of the console, although the standard one obviously has a 4K Blu-ray disc drive included. This will obviously mean that you can buy and play games on disc, although a 4K Blu-ray player on its own actually costs anywhere between £150 to £400 or dollars, so it's actually pretty good value. Another highlight of the event is the new PlayStation Plus benefit coming to PlayStation 5. PS5 owners who also have PlayStation Plus will have access to a pretty decent library of some of the most prominent PS4 titles, including God of War, Bloodborne, Monster Hunter and loads more. I think this is a really cool feature, although it's not quite on the same level as the Xbox Game Pass. So next, let's take a look at these specs. The highlight and also one of the main selling points of the PS5 is its storage. It will have a custom 825GB solid state drive, which is capable of a read speed of over 5.5GB per second. This is a huge upgrade from the hard drive in the PS4, which could only read data at less than 100MB per second. This, in simple terms, will make games load almost instantly, but it will also allow developers to incorporate new features into games. One example of this would be the new Ratchet & Clank game, in which you'll be able to warp between game worlds seemingly instantly. Other than the SSD, there are improvements pretty much all round. 8GB of RAM has now become 16, which should hopefully help to future-proof the console somewhat, and the new memory modules are also running at much higher speeds than the last generation. The CPU has also seen a large upgrade. It's still an 8-core processor, although it will be running at 3.5GHz compared to 2.1GHz on the PS4 Pro. This is a variable frequency though, which means it won't be running at this speed the whole time, although it is still an absolutely massive upgrade. Graphics have also seen a huge buff. The PS5 will run a custom AMD GPU based on their new RDNA 2 architecture. The new card will be capable of over 10 teraflops compared to the PS4 Pro's 4, and while teraflops are not really an accurate measure of real-world performance, the upgrade is pretty clear. We also know quite a lot about next generation's peripherals, most notably the controllers. The DualShock series has now been superseded by the new DualSense controllers. It has a new haptic feedback system, which apparently will be able to allow you to feel the difference between, say, driving on a road or driving off-road. The highlight for me though are the adaptive triggers. Your R2 and L2 can now lock out if you jam a gun, or build up tension as you shoot an arrow from a bow. The controller design has also completely changed, and it has had a pretty mixed response if I'm honest. The current generations of PSVR will also be compatible with the PS5, which I know for many, including myself, was a big relief. Sony are definitely working on a new generation of PSVR, however it is likely more than a year away. There's also a new PlayStation camera, controller dock and an official headset coming. We've also been shown a load of PlayStation exclusive games that will be coming to PS5. Not all of them will be there at the launch of the console, but quite a few of them will be. Some of the main ones include Horizon Forbidden West, which will be the second game in the now legendary RPG series, Gran Turismo 7, which will be likely one of the release games bundled with some of the versions of the console, and Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is another AAA coming to PS5, although you should know that it's not actually a sequel to Spider-Man PS4, but rather a spin-off, which I just can't wait to play. There's also a new Ratchet & Clank game, Stray, Returnal, and loads more. Loads of PS4 games will also be seeing upgrades as they move on to the PlayStation 5. Some of these games include Warframe, Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege, and of course, Ultimate Fishing Simulator, because I'm sure that's what everyone's going to be playing at launch. Overall, there's definitely a lot of things about the PlayStation 5 to be looking forward to. With its insane specs and the amazing looking next gen games, I really can't wait to try it out. Why don't you let me know what games you're most looking forward to? I'll let you know which ones I can't wait to play in the comment section. So that's all for this video. If you have enjoyed it, then a like or even a sub would be absolutely amazing. But that's everything, so thank you for watching.